A couple adopted 4 children with albinism, but years later they had the shock of their lives. We never set out to live this life, a different life, unique, rare, blessed. What started as a quiet whisper in our hearts became a loud roar we could not ignore. This is our story. My husband and I set out to accomplish the typical American dream, a good job, a 3-bedroom house, 2 cars, and 2 kids. We managed to see the reality of these dreams over the next few years. A great job was landed, a car was purchased, and we bought our first home. Our first son was born in 1999 and our second in 2001, making our family a cozy 4. We entertained the idea of having a 3rd child but decided we were happy right where we were. All of our baby items were packed up and given away. Eagerly, we looked forward to the next phase of our lives. Then a whisper of adoption began. That whisper became a loud voice in 2005. A new dream began to form. This dream was of a sweet, petite, brown-eyed little girl from China. Paperwork was completed, a dossier was compiled, and we settled back to wait the estimated 6 to 8 months for a healthy infant girl. We waited some more. That 6 to 8 month time frame became 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and seemed to have no end in sight. We watched other families enter the adoption journey for a special needs child and return home while our family continued to wait. It was heartbreaking. No one could even give us a reasonable time frame. We contemplated switching to the special needs program but dismissed the idea because we felt we would be switching just to speed along the process. Then God began to change our heart about adoption. The term special needs began to look less scary. We realized there were many special needs that were not so terrifying for us. We decided to trust God in how this adoption would be completed and filled out the medical checklist for a child with special needs. Imagine our surprise when 5 years after our initial paperwork was begun, a file of a sweet little girl showed up in our email inbox. With great excitement, we clicked open the attachment. There before us was our new daughter. She was not at all what we had dreamed of for the last 5 years. She was a chunky, blue-eyed, platinum-haired girl. Our little one had a very visible medical condition, albinism, and we fell in love with her at that moment. Our adoption trip was perfect in every way. Our daughter Lily took to us right away, and our happy little family of 4 became a joyful family of 5. We were smitten. Lily fit our family like a glove on a hand. 1 month after returning home, we jumped into the process to adopt another little girl from the special needs program. God had changed our hearts tremendously concerning special needs. We learned to see past the diagnosis and see the heart of the child instead. We dreamed of another blue-eyed, platinum-haired little girl. When the call came that we had a referral, we were shocked to discover she was a petite, brown-eyed, brown-haired cutie. Our new daughter May had brachial plexus nerve damage to her right arm, limiting its function. We couldn't wait to go back to China and welcome her into our family. While we waited to bring home May, God began to stretch us in ways we could have never anticipated. Pictures of little boys with albinism were constantly appearing before us. We felt that God was asking us to do more, to love more, and be willing to risk more. These little boys with albinism had been waiting for families to find them for years, and we could not sit back and not take action. 1 hour after calling our agency to inquire about adopting 2 at once, we had a referral for a little boy, 3 years old, with albinism. His name would be Nathaniel, meaning gift of God. A new journey had begun. The jump from 3 kids to 5 was a bit of a challenge. We adored our children, but the struggle was real. We lived in a fog of exhaustion, parenting 2 2-year-olds and a 4-year-old who was more like a 2-year-old. Not to mention keeping up with our busy biological boys. We decided our family was complete, our hearts were full. This time around, the process was packed with uncertainties. The story of Kaylin's first 4.5 years is not one that brings a smile to your face. It's one of loss, grief, and neglect. Her development was considered poor due to her physical and mental development at the time. The years she spent in the orphanage were ones of what we can only assume as neglect. At the age of 4, she could not chew food, make any sounds, and was not toilet trained. We were told she did not even walk like a typical child. With 6 kids, 3 boys and 3 girls, sharing 2 bedrooms and a full car, we once again declared our family was complete. Fast forward a few years and we found ourselves back in the process again. 2 sets of bunk beds could easily be squeezed into the girls' room. We could hang up another towel in the bathroom and strap in another car seat. 1 year after we applied to adopt again, we were matched with another sweet girl with albinism, Emily. We often get comments about how amazing our family is. Our people tell us we're saints for what we've done. We're far from saints. We struggle every day to be the parents our children need. We fail often. But by the grace of God, we rise in the morning and have the opportunity to try again. To love the children that have been placed in our lives, to encourage them to be all they can be, and to help them reach their dreams. And because of them, we are blessed.